which is the problem that OAC has on concentration camps. Tell us about what a true concentration camp is.
Right. Yeah. So we've all heard about OAC and her going to the various camps or whichever one she went to,
Right.
and crying at the fence and everything like that. Okay, so we've all heard about that. We hear that there are concentration camps now a lot, and we're going to talk about that. And big protest down there, thinking there's going to be a concentration camp down there. And let's stop and think about this. We have concentration camps around us everywhere, from our city jails, our county jails, our state prisons, our federal prisons are all concentration camps. Now, mind you, what was a concentration camp? What's the point of a concentration camp? It was to take political prisoners and house them away from the populace and either destroy them or re-educate them.
Yeah, now the term concentration camp was a kind of a nice spin on we are going to concentrate them to one place.
To one place,
They
correct.
didn't call it a penitentiary. They didn't call it a reformatory.
It wasn't walls generally. It was more fences and in a camp.
Right, but they called it, we're going to bring them all to, so we can keep an eye on them. That's essentially what the World War II camps were.
Yes, and that's my point.
Yeah.
So what do we have going on today? The vast majority of people in prison are what now the politicians want to say, people we don't like, not people we're afraid of.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's people we don't like. What does that mean? It means they're really political prisoners. And so what we have, and you can go to 3D Politics, I put it up on constitutional grounds, we see in California a man arrested because he possessed over 1,000 guns at a Bel Air mansion. A member, a partner of a former Getty wife, part of the Getty fortune, which is the largest billionaire in LA, and he's arrested because he's got a business and a collection going on of all these guns. He's arrested on 64 felony counts, and not one of the counts, read the article folks, not one of the counts has anything to do with him using one of those in the act of any crime or harm to another person.
Right. 23 counts of possessing.
At least, yes.
Just 23 counts.
And then
Keeping and bearing.
and selling and modifying, which probably means repairing, but modification and then possessing things that the political leaders have said that's not right, like suppressors and things like that, or a magazine or whatever. So what we have is this gentleman has been arrested, and he's going to be sent to prison for reform. Which is re-education. So what we have is and we see this all the time. These people come out. We saw it with the people who came out and were given a second chance by Donald Trump.
Right.
They came out, and you could see they were very grateful to have this chance, but they talked about it as being a second chance.
Sure.
All of those people were in there for political crimes. Not one of them had done anything to harm another person.
Yeah.
That was the entire point of giving them the leniency, right? And so what we have to do is we have to change our thinking on all of this. That's my point, is realize that that AOC was right at the same time she was dead wrong.
That perked my attention.
A stop clock is correct twice a day, right?
Time, yeah.
And the point is, if she would change and focus on the right area, but in reality, is she going to, or is she going to perpetuate more of the same housing that we have? And we have more of it than any of the other industrialized nations, maybe all of nations combined.
It sounds like to me a re-education camp for committing felonies is just like a truancy law for grown-ups. You just, you're going to go to school. We're going to separate families 5 days a week at your public school. We're going to lure the children to the school with the promise of food, and then we're going to teach them.
I'm telling you, when you said concentration camp, I right away thought Head Start, elementary, middle school, high school. Because
I completely agree. I wasn't
turning
gonna go
over
there.
to the state custody of our children, and
Yes.
under the belief that we might get them afterwards and bust back to our house if our kids didn't say something that perked their attention, thought maybe they need to investigate.
Right.